hot. Hi guys, welcome to 2021 and my YouTube channel. You can see I have rebranded my name. It is formerly known as Just How TV, and I thought I would vamp it up, new year, new channel, and so I have renamed it to Bank Me Later. And because of the new name, you can tell that I will be focusing more on finance and banking stuff. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how I budget my finances on a £30,000 income. Now, this is not my real salary, but I like to live cheaper than what I earn because it just makes sense and because I'm a cheapskate. On average, people in my age bracket under 30 years old in London earn around £30,000 a year. So I'm going to use this number for my 2021 budget. To plan the budget, I'm using the Excel file which I have created, which is also available on my Etsy shop. Link down below. As a thank you for watching this video, I am giving you a 50% discount when purchasing on my Etsy shop. So the code is BML50. So make sure you watch the whole video so that you too can learn some really useful shortcuts like a banker. Now I have the Excel file open, so once you make the purchase, it will be straight to your inbox. Just download it, and once you open, it should look like what I have on the screen right now. And every time you open a new Excel sheet, always save. So F12, I always save my Excel file, and I'll just put it down as a Jan 2021. So that you have multiple versions, just in case you make a mistake, always go back to the previous one. And once you open this up, this is what the first page would look like. It is the instructions. Read through it, but it's quite straightforward as I walk you through. Let's go ahead and just go to the next tab. So this is for read only. Once you populate all the values in the tracker, which I will show you, this will automatically update itself. So let's go ahead and go through to the actual tracker. So very straightforward. You don't touch anything else. Everything else is basically locked. I have actually locked most of these cells so that you, for example, you have to change this, you should get the warning that you can't change. So the first step is that to enter the month that you want to start tracking your expenses, because this is the new year. We are still in January, it's not too late, and so I'm just going to enter Jan 2021. And so you can see that the whole tracker will just update it and it will project through to December. So if you change this to, let's say you want to start tracking in February, it will automatically update for the next 12 months. So let's just go back. And so we will go line by line. So the first thing is to put in your net salary, because I'm using a £30,000 income. So for the moment, I'm just gonna use this number as £1,978 as the net salary after taxes, national insurance contributions, and everything else. To highlight the row, Ctrl SHIFT Arrow to the right and Ctrl R. So that would fill out the same value for the rest of the row. Bank interest, so this is what you get from your savings accounts. So at the moment it's not that much, and on average I probably get £2 a month or less than that, but for the sake of just budgeting, I'm just going to use 2. Again, highlight, Ctrl SHIFT Arrow to the right, Ctrl R. So investment dividends, so this is what you would get from your investments. So if you have an investment account like myself, if you don't, hit my link, get some free shares. And some companies do pay dividends every year. So for the US companies, they tend to pay out every quarterly, so 4 times a year. But the UK stocks and companies, they tend to send out dividends twice a year. So on average, I don't get a lot of dividends because I don't have at the moment I'm very huge on the growth stock, so I'm not too much of like a dividend investor at the moment. And so on average I probably get about £3 every month. This could change, but I would go back at the end of kind of the month just to track what I project and what I actually get. So for other incomes, this is what you kind of like want to put in yourself. You can put some notes there, which I will show you how to do. And so for example, if you get any refunds, if you have sold any goods that you don't use, that could be very useful to put into the other incomes as well. So for this moment, I'm just going to put £50 because that's the approximate number I have made on my Etsy shops last year per month. So for this month, I'm hoping to hit the same number. And but in February onwards, I'm hoping to revamp it. I'm launching my new website. I will be doing a little bit more of my side projects, and that hopefully would give me a little bit more side revenues. So for that, I'm just going to be really ambitious here. I just put 200 and project it through the rest of the year. So this is for home and family, anything related to mortgage and rent. So I do have a mortgage, and this won't change for the rest of the year as well. And the council tax is that much. It won't change for the rest of this year for me. I don't have insurance due because my new apartment is actually insured, and so all the goods, all the like washing machines, cookers, most of the brand new stuff in here are still under guaranteed. So for that, I don't really particularly have anything insured at the moment, so I'm just gonna hit 0. And for this year, I'm not expecting to buy any insurance, so I'm just going to say 0 for the rest of the year as well. Service charge, so this comes from if you live in an apartment and you do have, you know, communal charges like cleaning, lighting, looking after the place. Particular charge, you do have to pay it in a lump sum, but for the sake of like working out per month how much would it cost me, so that I can kind of like project into the expenses so that I don't spend that money. For that, I'm just going to do £94 because that's how much it works out to be, just over £1,000 a year. And for ground rent, yes, if you are a leaseholder in a building, like in an apartment, it is not an unusual thing not to pay ground rent. So this is actually a thing. And for that, it's actually cost me about £16. And because my property is on help to buy, I do have to pay a £1 of management fee, just because the government wants to take more money. And so it's not going to change for me for the rest of the year. Again, let's do that. And for internet and broadband, this is usually shared with my partner as well, and so it's £12 for myself, projected throughout. Gas is 17, but is 45 a month, projected out. And a lot of these utilities expenses are on direct debit, so actually it's quite useful to set this up. Electricity, about £30. Mobile contracts, so I actually paying £14 for my phone, and this is actually, I'm using the phone to film this video. I'm a cheapskate. I'm not going to buy a brand new camera just yet, so this phone is costing me £14 a month, and on top of that I also have a budget of £10 to pay for the data, for the minutes. giffgaff does amazing offers for this kind of like service, and for now £10 get me about 10 gig a month. And because I'm staying at home, I am literally using my Wi-Fi, and so £10 a month, I could even lower it for, actually I could do that. So just for now, I'm going to put it as £10, and a month it cost me £24. I'm not going to change this for the rest of this year. Other bills, yes, we actually have a mattress that we actually pay on a monthly basis, and because at the time it cost a lot just to pay off a lump sum, so we decided to actually use it and pay for it on a monthly basis. And so it costs £50 each, so that's 100 quid for the mattress a week. And food and beverages, so this is everything that you consume within the household, everything you cook within a month. And on average, my partner and I, we actually use about £70 worth of food that we cook at home. Sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's about 50, sometimes it's higher if you want to drink wine. And so on average it's £35 for myself, so I'm just gonna times it by 4. That's how much it is, and roughly a month. And it's not going to change for the rest of the year, and I'm just going to project it out. Season tickets, well, we are coming up to kind of like mid-January now. I haven't been out, I haven't been using the transport, and so for this particular month I'm just going to put in 0. Last year I used it a couple of times, but for this particular month I'm not expecting to use more than £10, and so I'm just going to put £10 for the sake of budgeting and project it for the. And so far in January I only actually used one time, and I might need to use it again, so maybe twice per month, max 3 times. For the sake of budgeting, I'm just going to do 30, and that's going to be the same for the rest of the year. I don't drive, and so I'm just going to do that. And I don't use public bikes either, and I have no plan to use other rented cars. Just for this, because my row is already highlighted, I'm just going to go ahead and highlight the rest of the row. So it's Shift down, down, Ctrl D, and that will fill out the whole of the spreadsheet for me. Okay, so I have scrolled down to eating out, restaurant and bar. Well, it's January, the restaurants are closed, so I'm not expecting to eat out at the restaurant at this time. I might be able to in February if the restriction is easing off. So I'm just being optimistic here towards the end of Feb, and so I'm just going to put, let's say, 50 quid for the restaurants and bar. If it's open, it might change. And in March, hopefully there is more optimism. For that, I'm just gonna put 100 a month. And it won't look like this for the rest of the year, but hopefully if it stays like this for the rest of this year, and this is how much I would be spending for the rest of the time. Again, this is just the budgeting. What I actually spent would actually go down further down the line, so this is just for budgeting. Takeaway, oh yes, guilty. We do get takeaway at least 3 times a month. I think on average 3 times a month is quite reasonable. I'm just going to put £30. We do share an Amazon Prime account, and that actually cost me £4 a month. No, I don't go to cinema anymore, and I don't expect to, but I know some people do. Video game, I don't. But I do have a soft spot for Assassin's Creed. Every year when they bring out a new game, I have to get it on the Xbox. So next year, I'm hoping that they will bring something new out. And so they usually bring it out in October. In the autumn, October-ish time, and so for that I'm just gonna put 30 quid in, because I will probably buy it. other subscriptions that related to entertainment, and yes, I am a subscriber on YouTube. I do have the premium service, and again this cost is shared between myself and my partner, and it's actually quite cheap, working out per month. And I also have a subscription for news and financial news, etc. And that costs me about £8.50 a month. And so I'm just going to add that in. So that cost me £17 a month, and I'm going to have the same for the rest of the year. Any other entertainment out there? Not really, so I'm just going to hit 0. Last year I spent less than £100 on clothes. So this year I am not expecting to spend more than that. I'm not going anywhere, and if I do, I have more than enough clothes to last me. So for this, I'm just going to use the expense I spent last year, which is 100 divided by 12. So that's £8 a month. Okay, and I'm just going to project it out for the rest of the year, like that. Home furnishing. So this one is one of the huge expense from myself and also for my partner. We got a new house, and so because of that, we do need to refurbish. There's still some stuff to do, and it's about 100 a month easily. So for this, we actually bought this huge 5 liters of shower gel, shampoo and hair conditioner. It lasted us for the whole year, and it's actually quite good on the environment. It's just reducing the amount of plastic bottles that you use. And so between my partner and I, for the whole year, we spent 50 quid each. And so I'm just going to divide it by 12, and that's £4 per month. Quite cheap, I must say. I don't expect to buy any gift in January, and I mean, if you are buying any gifts for your family and your friends, by all means, but at the moment I'm not expecting to buy anything. And I do, however, expect it towards the end of the year, which is in December, and so I would just put 500. That's just for the budget. That can change. Pre-COVID, I did quite often go out on the weekends abroad, like city breaks, and it has not been the case for a long time now, and I'm not expecting to go on any holiday anytime soon, and so I'm just gonna put a 0 here until at least Q2 of 2021. Hopefully, because last year around June I was able to go to France, and hopefully by June this year it would be the same. So I'm very much based on the scenarios of what happened last year, and I'm just gonna project it out for 300. Accommodations for between myself and my partner, about, let's say, 200. Food, about the same. Transport, yeah, so it's about the same like that. And I'm hoping it to, let's say, do the same thing in August. So if you just highlight this, copy, paste, and I would probably do the same in December as well, and paste. For the rest of the time, I don't expect to, so I'm just going to put a 0, 0, 0. And the same as this one. For me, I cut my hair once a year, so I'm not expecting to cut my hair in January and February. Hopefully in March, when the salon and the beauty shops are open, and I would get my hair cut, and it cost me £35, so that's going to last me for the rest of the year. At the moment, I'm not subscribed to any gym or classes. I do tend to take free classes by just watching good old YouTube videos, and for that I'm not spending anything on gym or classes, so that's going to be 0 for the rest of the year. No, I do a lot of these things at home. So anything like spa, getting your wax done, doing your nails, manicure, pedicure, if anything like that you are taking into account of for your health, by all means put that in. For me, I'm not. And it's the same for me for prescription and supplements. I am not taking any. It's going to be a 0 for us. I am subscribed to Audible books, and it's cost me £8 a month, and I do have other courses, they are actually free, and so for that I am not looking to add any more costs for, you know, in terms of taking care of my knowledge and, you know, my learning, and I'm just keeping it for the rest of the year. So anything that you can think of for the rest of the time that you know, in terms of personal care, you can always put it in. You want to add a note to a particular one, you can do Shift F2 and you can put a note in like this. But for me, I don't spend anything, so I'm just going to project it out. We're almost there, guys. We are coming down to the last two. You are paying any debt, and that excludes student loans, etc. Because if you are from the UK, that should come out of your monthly salary. And if you are taking a private loans, perhaps this would be relevant. And so for that, do put that in. But at the moment, I don't have any debt payments. If anything, it's only the mortgage. For this, I'm just going to put a 0 for me. And it's going to be the same for the rest of the year. So if you have an investment account and you are investing in stocks and shares or in ETF, so I mean, this number is usually quite small, but it does add up over time, depending on how much gains you have made on your investment. For me, it's not a huge sum because majority of my investments, particularly for the ETFs, it actually pays itself. For example, if I'm supposed to get an income dividend from it, I wouldn't get it sent to my account. It would go back to service the fund. And it has cost me quite cheap for the rest of last year. So I'm just going to put £5. If you are looking to invest or get into investing this year, definitely put that in your budget. I aim to invest regularly every monthly now. So every month I would put the money into a new stock or into the current stock that I want to build up that pot for. And for that, I roughly put 250. Actually, sometimes when I have a little bit more money left on the side, I do tend to invest more than 250 for stocks and shares. So for the sake of the budgeting, I'm just going to do that for the rest of the year. And I do 250. So if you include other investment costs, usually it should come out of the transactions already. Sometimes the provider would have charged you commission or charge you money to withdraw your fund. That should go into the other investment costs. At the moment, I'm using Trading 212 and FreeTrade, which I don't charge for this type of transactions if I want to withdraw. And I'm not expecting to pay any other costs for investing. So for now, I'm just going to put 0. Like for example, if you have insurance for your income, that could go into the other part as well. And again, if you want to add a note, Shift F2 and you can add a note here like insurance, escape, and that should save the thing, should save the note, and you can just enter however much, and you can always go back and change or delete the note. But for now, it's 0 for myself, and it's the same for the rest of the year. And this, last but not least, any other expenses that you haven't considered, I mean, this would be useful when it comes down to do the actual expenses instead of just the budget. And for childcare, I'm not expecting to have any child this year, and that's going to be a 0 for me. I don't have a pet, again 0 for me as well. repair and maintenance, I'm not expecting to pay any repair and maintenance, because if there is a leak or something in the house, under the guarantee, the house association would send someone in and fix it for me. So I'm not expecting to pay any of that, so that is a 0 for me as well. I don't expect to have a last minute emergency cost. I'm just going to put it as 0. And again, this could look differently when you go down and actually do your actual expenses. So for now, as you can see that the total expenses is here, so that's how much you have spent for the month. The potential savings, so this is actually what is left over. This could go into the emergency savings that you might have, and for me, this looks quite good from my point of view, because it looks like I'm living under my income and also have some leftover as well. But if you look over here, June is going to look quite bad for me because I will be going on holiday. I think this is one of the big expense for myself. And also August and December is usually the month when the spending happens to help the economy, and so that would look like that for myself. Overall, looking at this, I'm quite comfortable with my spending, because again, I'm always budgeting lower than my salary. And once you are done with budgeting, we can go and look at the other tabs. For example, this is just a monthly summary, and you can see all the pictures of what monthly incomes come from per month. And this is only showing the budget expenses only. Once you do the actual expenses, this can change. And once you populate all the values, this pie chart will automatically update, and you'll be able to see exactly how much you have spent. For example, if you want to print this sheet, you just do Ctrl P, and as you can see that it's already ready in the printed position. All you have to do is print it, or you can save it as a PDF and save it to your phone so that you can actually look at your expenses as you go along. Same as this as well. So if you do print, and they will show you all the expenses, and it's very much print ready. So that is it, guys. I have shown you how I budget my expenses on the £30,000 income. And as you can see, it doesn't take very long. It can be very quick because I was just talking, but once you get a hang of this, it can be done in 10 minutes. This is very, very important if you want to grow your investment, if you want to have more income, etc. It keeps you on track, and it's always good to see things like this on a document like Excel. So I thought it's a useful tool. Again, if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below, and don't forget to use my discount if you want to purchase this Excel sheet on Etsy. The link is down below, and also the discount code. And see you all in the next video. Bye!